Yo, what is going on, Knicks fans? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and the Knicks take care of business in their third preseason game, undefeated in the preseason. Now, last night's game was interesting. We had a lot of drama going on with Donte DiVincenzo returning to Madison Square Garden, but the Knicks, they take care of business. The highlights that we are showing on the screen today is OG Anunoby, because he had a phenomenal start in this game. Shout out to IQ for 3 as usual for the highlight clips on X. The Knicks had Jalen Brunson lead the way with 24 points, and they get the job done, man. The Knicks in the preseason, they're a fun team to watch. I cannot wait to see them finally go out there in a week to play some real basketball. We're seeing some minutes increase. We're seeing the starters get some rhythm together. So let's break down my biggest takeaways right here on Knicks Media. Big time shout out to BetUS, of course, for sponsoring Knicks Media all season long. If you guys want to take advantage of their 150% bonus, make sure you do that by using promo code YouTube150 to get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and then 125% on your next two deposits by using promo code YouTube150. That's up to $2,000. Big time shout out to BetUS as usual. Please bet responsibly. Now listen, folks, last night's game, I know the big storyline is about Donte DiVincenzo and him apparently talking some trash at the free throw line and then him getting into it with Rick Brunson after the game was over. I'm not going to really highlight that too much. I mean, I get it. There's probably some misinterpretations that we're trying to read lips. Donte spoke with the media afterwards, tried to clear things up, said he was talking to Tibbs. He wasn't talking to Tibbs. He said, how are you going to trade me? I don't know, man. I don't really know what the truth is, but obviously Donte feels like a little slighted that he got traded away from the Knicks. Knicks fans did not want to trade Donte. I don't think Donte wanted to get traded away. So there is some interesting energy between the Knicks and the Timberwolves because of that trade. But from our perspective, we got Karl-Anthony Towns, and he's looking pretty good, man. He's definitely trying to get his, more comfort, getting a double-double in this game. 16 points and 16 rebounds and 3 steals for Karl-Anthony Towns, finding his way from the efficiency standpoint, 5 for 13 from the field, 3 steals. But at the end of the day, man, Karl-Anthony Towns, he's getting comfortable. But the story for this game for me offensively was definitely OG Anunoby. I mean, you see the highlights on your screen right now. He started off the game red hot. And if OG can kind of take a new step to his game from an offensive standpoint, because we know what he brings to the defense. We know what OG can do as the wing defender of this Knicks squad. But what he can do on the offensive side of the floor, I feel like we haven't even seen the full potential yet because he barely played for the Knicks last year with the injuries. I think game 2 against the Pacers in round 2 in the playoffs, he had 28 points in the first half, and then he tweaked his hamstring. That was the game where we saw OG kind of unlock offensively. This is his first time, obviously, with the Knicks in training camp in the preseason, so he's kind of fitting in with the system of Tom Thibodeau, getting used to his teammates. When you get traded midseason, it's a lot harder than you think to just fit right in and, get comfortable. So I think OG could be an X factor for the Knicks on the offensive side of the floor. A 3-level scorer, can catch and shoot very highly efficiently, get to the rim, dunk it on you, mid-range jump shots looking good, the step-back mid-range shots. I mean, it's a great-looking thing, man, great-looking thing. Not to mention Bridges also had an efficient night offensively, 15 points, 6 out of 11 from the field goal range, and 1 of 4 from downtown. So Bridges looking good. Josh Hart is interesting because in all these games, the one thing I'm noticing is Josh Hart's not shooting the ball. He had 0 shots in 25 minutes. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing, but I feel like Josh Hart deserves some recognition of shooting the ball a little bit. Like, I know that we got Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Towns. They're going to take the boatload of the shots because they're all 4 better players than Josh Hart offensively. But I find it interesting that Josh Hart's barely shooting the ball so far in the preseason. Is that going to continue? I know that's not his role on this team. He's more the rebounder, the scrappy guy, go get the loose balls, play hard defense, and that's the type of player Josh Hart is, and I'm not complaining here, but definitely something to keep in mind. Is that going to continue? And then Jalen Brunson, I mean, he is, I think, going to have his most efficient season of his entire career. He's coming off a MVP-level performance last season, but in this game, 24 points, 6 assists, 6 of 13 from the field. I mean, I'm really excited to see what Jalen Brunson's going to look like. 11 of 13 from the free throw line. It's a great thing to watch Jalen Brunson play basketball. The pick and roll, the pick and pot with Karl-Anthony Towns, it's a thing of beauty, man. Off the bench, we got the usual suspects of Shamet, Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne. I think Cameron Payne may be someone to watch out to make a huge impact off the bench. I mean, the more I watch these preseason games, the more I'm realizing that Payne is that veteran. He may be like the primary scorer off the bench right next to Deuce McBride. I think Deuce is going to be that main six man. He's probably going to lead the Knicks in scoring off the bench if I had to guess. But Cameron Payne can shoot the ball from downtown. He's scrappy. He's pesky. He's one of those guys that you just hate when you go up against, but when he's on your team, you love him. So I've been very impressed with Cameron Payne thus far. I am not going to lie. Now, the Knicks rookies didn't get any burn. Tyler Kolek did not play in this game. We saw only 5 minutes of Okporty. Jericho Sims had 7 rebounds, no shot attempts there. Precious Achiuwa dunked on somebody. Landry Shamet, 4 of 11 from the field. 2 of 8 from the three-point land. The bench unit is definitely something that we got to fix a little bit, but we did see some time with Deuce McBride, Shamet on the court with, I believe, Bridges and Cat and Anunoby, I believe. So interesting to see some lineup switches of the dynamic of the starters mixed in with the bench unit. Like, what's that 5 that's going to be on the court that's going to go on a run? You know, the mixture of a Cameron Payne and a Deuce and an Anunoby and a karl-Anthony Towns and a Precious. Like, I think this is the feel it out type of time in the preseason of who's going to fit, who's going to work together, who's not going to work together. Let's be honest, Knicks fans. This is a brand new Knicks team. Like, there's a lot of new faces. I mean, you talk about karl-Anthony Towns, Bridges, Shamet, Payne. I mean, those are all guys that were not in the team last year, and they're trying to figure out their ways on this Knicks roster. OG Anunoby doesn't feel like a new face, but he still is, in my opinion, right? His first time actually getting comfortable with this Knicks squad, a bunch of rookies as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Your biggest takeaways from Game 3 in the preseason. My biggest takeaway was OG Anunoby, and overall the Knicks run that they went on at the end of the second quarter I think was awesome. The Timberwolves were like kind of going, they stopped missing from three-point land, and then the Knicks went on a little run, right? Jalen Brunson hit that dagger, and then it was a fun time to watch this Knicks team play basketball. But I'm so sick of talking about preseason. I'm ready for the regular season to kick off. So Knicks fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section of your biggest takeaways, because I feel like the Knicks basketball is right around the corner, and I cannot wait. Knicks undefeated in the preseason, so we shall see if that will translate into the regular season. Big test to start off the season, as we know, against the Boston Celtics in Boston on Tuesday, and then we're home on Friday night taking on the Indiana Pacers for our home opener, a game that I will be in attendance for. It's going to be crazy to welcome karl-Anthony Towns for the first time, Bridges for the first time, and the new look New York Knicks. So again, guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed. Big shout out to BetUS, as always, for sponsoring Knicks Media. Appreciate you guys tuning in, man. This season is going to be special, Knicks fans. The energy, even during the preseason, I hear from the crowd. I wanted to go to the game, honestly, last night, but my Mets had a playoff game, and I had to watch them get killed by the Dodgers, I know. But I did not go. I almost went to the game last night, but at the end of the day, Knicks fans are bringing it in the preseason. The energy is there. The anticipation is through the roof, Knicks fans. I cannot wait. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's go, Knicks. Undefeated in the preseason. I believe 2 more preseason games to go, and we shall see what goes on from there. Donte DiVincenzo, we miss you. But boy, oh boy, that was some drama last night. Share your thoughts down below about that. Peace out, folks. Let's go, Knicks.